Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the personality of the day, and that is none other than the great Sir Ahmad Farid. Sir, one question that has been, I think, in the mind of so many people is that, mashallah, you spent a wonderful life as a teacher, as an artist, as a writer. If given a chance in life again, what would you like to be?
Well, I would, since, before starting my education, when I was a young kid, you see, right from that time, I had developed a keen desire, a burning desire, passion rather, for acting.
Right.
So I had a thought, in the inner recesses of my mind, there was a keen desire that I would become an actor. So
Right.
if I'm given another chance, I will become an actor.
Maybe actor
Art
banunga
for
naam wala.
Yes, exactly.
Same
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
So acting
Right.
is the be all and end all of your
Yes,
dreams and all
yes,
those things, right? Right, right.
yes.
Right, sir. It just as a viewer, we have been a viewer like this. Mashallah, you've been practically and actually involved in this field also. The condition of the Pakistani and specifically the Pashto film industry, everybody knows like this. What suggestion would you like to give for the betterment of this Pakistani film industry? What we want to know is that where exactly lies the flaw? Is it in the production, direction? Is it in acting? Is it the script? Where do we lack in quality?
Right. So far as movies are concerned, films and this, even plays, stage plays or radio plays or TV plays, they are drama, as you know.
Right.
And drama is a part of or is a form of art, literature. You can say.
Right.
And the basic purpose of literature is to guide the humanity,
Right.
to provide proper guidance to the humanity,
Right.
to focus attention on social weaknesses, social evils, like this. So therefore, I think that if these our movie makers, so if they produce good movies on good subjects,
Right.
then they can bring about a qualitative change in our society.
Right.
They can bring about great improvement in our society.
Okay.
But unfortunately, our movie makers, particularly Pashto film producers, they are producing movies just to pander to the baser senses of their audience. Means that
Farcical
they want-
sort of.
Yeah, they want to extract money
Right.
by showing them worthless stuff, obscenity and vulgarity and violence, like this. So their basic purpose seems to be to earn money one way or the other. So they should get rid of this bad habit or this bad desire, and they should think of the humanity at large, and they should work for the betterment and welfare of the humanity, and they should produce good plays.
Right.
They should come out with good stories.
Right.
Story should be good, and the director should be good. Good actors should be selected, and proper direction should be given to them. So because this filmmaking is a teamwork.
Teamwork, right.
So every person involved in this activity should perform his role to the best of his capacity.
Right, sir.
So then we can bring about a change and improvement in our
So
society.
can we infer from your experience in the film industry that the film industry is actually catering to the baser senses?
Yeah.
So who should take the initiative? Like, do you think who can take or who should take the initiative? Is it the producers or the directors or the government or like?
The government has all the powers,
Right.
and the government is exercising its powers in many other fields, many other departments, and in other walks of life.
Right.
So why can't it exercise its power, to bring about a qualitative change in our movies? So the government. So basic responsibility lies with the government. Second responsibility is with producers.
Producers, right.
So the producers should invest their money in good movies.
Right.
Before producing a movie, they should select a very good story, which is beneficial to the humanity, which has got a message for the humanity. This thing. And the actor should also refuse. Suppose an actor also has his responsibility to perform. His responsibility is not to work in every movie that comes his way. No, he should be selective. he should select only good movies which have got a positive message for the audience, for the viewers. So if they all work together and they you see move in one in the constructive direction, so we can bring about an improvement in our.
So are you in favor of our movies, Pashto movies particularly, being produced, enacted over there somewhere there in Lahore? In with a set of traditions and customs that is not ours. We Pathans, we especially the people of this area, they are shown in a totally different light. We don't feel as if it is our society like this. So are you in favor of, or should we have our own studios here? Should we have our own recording like stations over here?
Well, it's okay. It's all very well to set up our own studio, everything, but it's not necessary. Let them work even in Lahore if facilities exist there.
Right.
But they should change their mentality. These Pashto film producers. They should select good stories and they should depict the realistic picture. They should give realistic picture of our Pashto culture. They should not distort.
You're right, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. The thing is that, never ever do we see doctors, engineers, scientists, worthy politicians. All the time we have been seeing like this villagers sort of countryside, a very artificial sort of people
Vulgar
there.
type of people.
Vulgar, because of which the image of our community, I think, is going down and down.
Yes, distorted. Yes.
So, right,
yes,
sir.
yes. So greed is there. Basic thing is that all these producers, Pashto film producers, they, you see, they are impelled by their strong desire to earn more and more money, whichever way it comes. So this they should. So they should earn money. It's okay if a good movie has been produced. It will bring them money as well. So, but in the right way.
Right, sir. Right,
But they don't consider. They don't discriminate between right and wrong.
right, sir. Right, sir.
And they are grabbing money. In
This is a
whichever
private
way
purpose,
it
like
may
this.
come. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
sir.
yes.
Any regrets in your life? Any dream unfulfilled?
Unfulfilled, yeah. Actually, you see, I always regret that I haven't performed my role properly as a teacher.
Right.
Still, there are some. You may not. You may think that I have performed my role to the best of my capacity, but I know where the flaw lies. Where is weakness? So I said, I wish I had worked even harder than I did
Right, sir.
as a teacher.
Right, sir.
So this, and so far as the response of the students, so it's okay. By and large, their response has been very good, but there are some students who did not quite understand
Right, sir.
my message.
Right, sir.
So I maybe the weakness lay with me, and I did not properly communicate myself to them. So I wish that I had used better methods
Right,
of
right.
teaching and communicating.
Right. You could have been a better teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
wish
I don't know what kind of teacher that would have been.
So-
More better than you.
Yeah, thank
Right,
you.
because it is a result and it is a consequence of that teaching that we, mashallah, we still attached with you, are learning from you, and we'll continue to learn from you.
Thanks.
You have been, mashallah, a role model for us. Who is your role model in practical real life, and your obsession or your attachment, emotional attachment with the art? Like, who's been your favorite actor or performer and your role model in real life?
So I would say that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he is my role. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He has been my role model because he was so kind, nice, compassionate, hardworking, diligent, industrious, honest. You see, and he was a mercy for the whole humanity.
Rahmatullah alameen.
Rahmatullah alameen.
Right.
So he's number one. But in our modern world, you see, Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a man of strong willpower. Physically, he was very weak, but he was so strong in will. His willpower was
The way
so
he
strong.
got us through that struggle and all.
Yes,
that.
yes, exactly.
Right.
And another thing that you already know is that whereas all other top leaders, political leaders,
Yeah, of course.
they have been arrested and thrown behind
Behind
bars,
the bars.
but he was never arrested. Why? Because he never broke the law. So he had great respect for the law. He never did anything illegal
Right,
or
right.
unconstitutional.
Right.
So this, and you know, once I read about him that he was sitting in his drawing room in the sofa, and some students came up for guidance. So he was talking to them. All of a sudden, earthquake started.
Right.
All the students ran away, but he was the
He
only
kept
one
sitting
sitting
over there.
waiting. After some 4 or 5 minutes, they returned,
Right,
and
right.
he resumed his his speech and talking to them. So you know, so being an old man weak, he was not afraid of death.
Right, sir.
Strong man and man of principles, really.
Right.
So I like him very
Right,
much.
sir. Right, sir. How about your attachment with an ex-army officer who trained you and your siblings?
Mhm.
That is your respectable father.
Yeah.
How have been there have been a number of stories, the way he trained you and the way he maintained discipline in your house. How far his training contributed to the making of your personality?
I would say that to a great extent, really.
Right.
Although he was very strict with us, he was a martinet. You see, he would impose his will on
Right.
us. But now we realize that what he did, the way he trained us,
Right.
it was in our favor.
It went a long way
Yes,
in
went a long way.
molding your personality.
Yes, and he was very honest, hardworking, diligent, industrious. And I think that I have inherited some of his qualities. you
Right,
see.
right.
And maybe that because of this, that I perform my duties to the best of my capacity,
Right.
and never failed in performing my duty.
Right.
Yes.
खाने में क्या पसंद है आपको? It doesn't seem to be like a likely question because you don't seem to be like eating much.
Well, yeah, yes. So I like meat. You know, anything prepared with meat.
Meat. Chicken or beef or mutton?
Yeah, chicken. Yeah, chicken
Okay,
very
okay.
much.
Right,
And
right.
then sweets. I'm very fond of sweets. I think sweets are lying here. You see, sweet pudding.
So all the time you're having sweet over there,
If
like
you
this.
remove the 2 books, I put them on the frying pan. And you know, in the frying pan, some halwa. The pudding is
And of course, how can we forget? Like when you
Yes,
came
yes,
to the
we will-
class,
we will
when you
eat
came to the class, all had a toffee or this or that.
Yes, exactly. You know.
So you're fond of sweets also.
Yeah, you
And I've heard you
still-
like kebab also. Like.
Yes, everything made of
Right.
meat. Yeah.
Right. Hey, have you made friends in life?
Friends, yes, my students are my friends, really.
Right.
I love them. I have got.
Because
great
really
regard
we
for
saw
them.
in the company
So
of life going around, you're very like having a reserved life a little bit.
Yes,
all
I
the time
get
busy
reserved,
with your
yes.
books and translation
Mostly
and all this.
reserved.
So,
Because you know, another thing is that I did my FA. No, up to matric, I was a regular student. I
Right,
regularly
right.
attended the school.
right.
But after school, I did my FA as a private student.
Wonderful.
A BA as a private student.
Excellent.
MA previous also in private category. I did it in private capacity.
Great.
MA final also. So you know, because I could not adjust myself among the people.
Right.
So I want to I
Keep
have
yourself
a
just
reserved
a-
life. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, as you
Right.
can see, I mostly spend my time here in this drawing room
Right.
working.
One a little bit dramatic incident in your life, like maybe we didn't see, but it was reported like this.
Mhm.
Could you tell us, shed some light on that cycling, like
Oh, yeah.
point like this? That was an
Yes, yes.
actual active part of your life, your
Yes.
later life, like later career like this.
Yeah.
So could you tell us what made you? It was an unusual way of protest like this. Am I right? Like this?
Yeah. So I'm very fond of cycling,
Right.
if you mean that.
Right.
Yes, of course. Number one, you know, I like cycle very much.
Right.
I don't like motorbikes or motor cars. The reason, because you know, this bicycle is an economical
Way of
transportation.
Right.
Number one.
Right. Sir.
Number two, it gives you exercise when you drive a bike. So bicycle, I mean.
Right. Sir.
So you get exercise also.
Mhm.
So from exercise point of view, from that point of view, so I like cycling very much, and I covered long distances
Right.
on my bicycle. Once I went to, maybe you already know, once I went to Hassan Abdal on bike from Abtabad just to watch movies
Right.
on bicycle, and then came back.
Such
also.
was the passion then.
Yes, passion. Yeah.
Right.
And one thing more, I have got I'm a short statured person, not very tall.
Uh-huh.
So once I developed a great desire to join Air Force
Right.
as an airman.
Right.
So since my height was very short, and my weight, I was underweight and under height also.
Right.
So I played a trick. Maybe I told you about it or not. I don't
You
know.
didn't.
So I kept eating too much in order to increase my weight.
My
I
goodness.
kept eating and eating for 1 full week.
My
I
goodness.
didn't go to the lavatory. You know, so that I may have a lot of stuff in my stomach, so that my
Have
weight
that
may
appearance
increase.
like
Yes,
that.
and then another thing, I put on the knickers, the shorts
Right.
of our elderly Batman.
Okay.
Our Batman was a tall person, and here knickers are this shorts up to this.
So you use
when
all
I
possible
wore
tricks.
this, and I hid weights, kilograms, and all this,
Right.
in my in that shot. And when I was called for medical checkup, so they took my height.
Mm-hmm.
So since I had taken too much food, it was there in my stomach. 14 kilograms in 1 week I
Right,
increased
right,
with the help of those weights as well. Weights and this. And how did I raise my height? I put sands, 3 inches sands in my heels.
Oh my
So when I
goodness.
stood with my socks on, you see, so I raised my
Creativity
height.
at its height
Yes,
like this, huh?
yes. So you see, I increased my height and I increased my
Weight
weight,
also.
and I was selected. You see, and I was allowed to appear in the intelligence test,
Right,
which
right.
I passed. I took 2 tests.
Right, right.
One was 20 minutes duration, other
Right.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
the
this is-
intelligence test. I passed it.
Right.
But when they called me again after a month for full medical board and all, so when they checked my height and weight, so they
Everything come to
rejected.
the-
They said
the-
to her,
the day
who
of the
allowed
life."
you to appear in
At
the
late of the day,
So
right.
I missed that.
Right. So, besides cycling, they have a number of other adventures also in life. Your life like this.
So,
Okay, future your projects or future planning. What do you intend to do in the future besides your translation?
yes,
and all
this
of that?
translation is going on.
Mhm.
And another thing is that if I am offered a good role somewhere,
Right.
so I would like to perform that role.
Right.
So I want to rejoin the showbiz.
Right.
But I would ask them to assign me
The
the
role
role
of
of
villain.
villain. Yeah.
Right.
You know, the general concept about a villain is that he should be well built and with moustache and like this.
But nowadays
It's
I think
not
it is
come-
changing.
yeah, it's
Nowadays it is
changing.
changing. We've
Even
been-
a short person
Of course there have been-
can have villainous ideas,
of course,
can
of
have
course.
evil ideas. So I can perform that role. So
Right,
I want
right,
to
right.
perform the role of a
But in the
villain.
last scene, you will have to get a lot of beating like this.
Yeah,
He dies
exactly.
also. And
That is a must.
Are you ready for that?
I'm mentally prepared for that. Yes, of
But
course.
I think in the full span of 1.5 hour or maybe 2 hours, the whole of the movie, I think the villain, he reigns, he rules.
Yes.
He's got a lot of lightning, but it is only at the end that
Yeah,
he's got
at the
a little
end
bit of
only
beating.
for-
So you're ready for that.
For the
right?
line, yes, exactly.
Sir,
That's right.
Sir, Professor Sir Ahmad Farid, it has been a wonderful, very much like a great honor for us. It was a great pleasure. You gave us a lot of your time like this, in spite of being so much busy. We're very much thankful to you and hope to see you in future also for such more sessions also. Thank you very much, sir.
So nice
So
of
nice
you.
of
Thank
you.
you
Thank you very
very
much,
much.
sir.
It
Grateful
was
to you,
pleasure
sir.
talking to you. Thanks a
very
lot.
much, sir.
God bless you.
We can keep this session for hours and hours as we've got so many other untold stories and unexplored niches of the life and experience and career of Professor Ahmad Farid. But we're going to keep it brief for this moment and hope to see him again for such kind of sessions. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with more programs like this. Until then, take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum.